Hello everybody, it's me, your friendly neighbourhood Gemma, and I want to talk about the Grishaverse. Now, it was one of the first series that was recommended to me when I started BookTube. It's a BookTube sort of darling. Most people have read it. You know, no matter what their taste is, you'll tend to find that most booktubers at one point or another will read the Grishaverse. Now, I read Shadow and Bone, gosh, away middle of last year, May, June time, and I didn't get around to reading Ruin and Rising and Siege and Storm till January, so I finished it off this year. And I gave each book 4 stars. Now, 4 stars is a pretty good rating from me. I think this book is objectively good, you know, and I enjoyed the reading experience. But I do have my gripes with the series. So the series basically follows a young girl called Alina who finds out she has these certain significant powers that she didn't know about, and she is whisked away to a school setting where she's learning how to use her magic, and you know, stuff happens, shenanigans, as always. So in the first book, I really liked Alina. I thought she was, you know, quite a well-rounded character. You know, she was a map maker, and then all of a sudden she is the sun summoner and she's whisked away to this completely different environment. She's a bit of a fish out of water. She is trying to navigate politics. She's trying to navigate her, you know, people's she's trying to navigate people's expectations of her, and I really liked that. I also really liked the relationship between her and the Darkling in the first book, because she was very much in that YA heroine way of, oh, I love this boy, but he does not know me. Or, you know, he's her best friend, blah, blah, blah. So far, so tropey, and you hope that he disappears. And I really liked her relationship with the Darkling because it was so interesting to see how she felt about being wanted and desired. I thought that was really cool. I thought the chemistry between them was great, and it really is great. Enough that I'm still going to watch the series because I think Ben Barnes is going to be amazing Darkling. And of course, at the end of the book, things change. She feels betrayed. So far, so non-spoilery, but things are going to get spoilery from here on in. So if you are one of the few people that have not read the Grishaverse books, I recommend you stop here, go and read them, and then come back when you're done and see if we agree. We might. So at the end of Shadow and Bone, when Alina is put in the amplifier, she finds out the Darkling has had nefarious plans for her all along, and she and Mal end up on the run. So I think Shadow and Bone is a great self-contained book. I don't really have any issues with Shadow and Bone so much because I love a school setting. I loved the sort of, I'm just going to be honest with you, I love in books where they're like, and then they bought her beautiful new clothes, and they describe, you know, them being sort of having a glow up. I love that. I don't know why, I just do. So at the end of the book I was like, right, okay, the shit got real, hit the fan, and then we're into Siege and Storm. Now, Siege and Storm starts with the Darkling capturing Alina and Mal, and him forcing another amplifier on her, and sort of they talk about starting a search for a third and the backstory of these amplifiers. So that was great. You know, that's a fairly standard plot, nothing too out there. But oh my god, Mal. He's the reason why it's 4, not 5 star. Mal in this book is so freaking annoying. He's like, oh, basically, I wish you didn't have powers. He's like, he wants her to be the old Alina that he remembers that was sort of pining after him from afar, and things like that. That really, 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 really bugged me, because I hate that trope so much, and it can be circumvented. Like, if you look at The Witcher, right, and you watch the TV show series The Witcher, does Geralt ever want Yennefer to give her powers up? No. He loves her as she is, and as she is a powerful sorceress. Whereas Mal in Season Storm is like, oh, boo-hoo, you're not the same anymore. Oh, do, do, do. Ugh, so annoying. And he is constantly undermining the things that she's doing and distracting her from what she should be focusing on. He's just a selfish dick, really. And of course, Alina, has her own part to play in this. She has many things going on that she should be, Mal should be way at the back of her mind, to be honest. But occasionally she's just like, I know this thing's really important and I should be paying attention to it, but Mal's mad at me. Just so irritating. But then we had the Darklings sort of appearing to her. We had their sort of connection across this magic. They were able to sort of see each other. Again, the chemistry between Alina and the Darkling was so good that it showed the lack of chemistry between Alina and Mal so well. It was such a contrast that I think it was almost an own goal. Like, the relationship between Alina and the Darkling was so good that it just made the relationship between Alina and Mal seem crap. And so at the end of Siege and Storm, Alina and the Darkling have had another sort of battle between. Alina is really weakened. She has to take refuge with the Apparat, who started a cult in her name of Sancta Alina. And the book ends with her being, in a coma, unconscious kind of thing. And then when we start Ruin Rising, she is just recovering. She takes over sort of the cult for herself, and then they go searching for this third amplifier, because when they complete them, it'll be the most powerful thing ever, and she should be able to defeat the Darkling and his army of, the Grisha that have stayed with him. So again, so far so good, and I enjoyed the first half of the story because we got to know a lot more about Bagra, a lot more about the Darkling, which I thought was really cool. And also I liked how Alina was dealing with her powers, and also dealing with, what had happened with Nikolai at the end of the book. So I really enjoyed all that. But again, we had Mal just grumping his arse about Alina's powers. So irritating. And at the end, when, again, spoilers here, at the end when they find out that he is in fact the third amplifier, I think I rolled my eyes so hard I gave myself a headache. Because it just made, I don't know, maybe it made sense to some people, but not to me. Like, how, so she originally thinks that she's a descendant of the guy that made the amplifiers, and that's why she's the Sun Summoner, because it's like the opposite of the Darkling's powers and they're related. But then at the end it turns out that Mal is the descendant of, like, the guy that made the amplifiers, and his powers, he's now the third amplifier, blah blah blah. And I was like, so yeah, it just so happens that a Sun Summoner and this is in the same orphanage, and you come from the same area, and she's not a descendant of Morozova. It just seemed a bit weird to me. I don't know how anyone else feels like that. And then at the end, when in the final battle with the Darkling, she uses the third amplifier and loses her power. Her power is shared out between some of the Soldat Sol that are with them. And at that point, I felt pretty, not betrayed. Betrayed's too strong a word, but I felt quite let down at that point, because My least favourite trope of all time is when someone very powerful, or they're in a position of power or they've got powers, they give up their power to basically lead a normal life and be with this person that they like have to be with. Interestingly enough, lampshaded in the Bulgariad at the end after Garen kills Torak, Paul thinks that she's not got any powers anymore because she thinks she gave them up to marry Durnik, but it turns out that they gave Durnik power. And they actually say that in the book. They're like, a marriage has to be between equals. So, but rather than take your power, we gave Durnik power. And that, I love that. And I don't understand why they couldn't have just done that in this book. She ends up exactly where she left, taking, they run the orphanage. She doesn't have any more powers. She's married to Mal. I hated the ending so much. I really did. I mean, I wasn't one of those people that was like, definitely wanted her to be queen and marry Nikolai or anything, but I would have liked to see her rebuild the second army in a better way and, sort of say to herself, well, I need someone that can love me as I am and as how powerful I am, and sort of go down that route rather than having to make this powerful woman lesser so that she can marry Mal. That's how I feel about it anyway. So now that this opinion piece will join many, many other opinion pieces about the Grisha trilogy on YouTube, I have no doubt. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know how you felt about the whole Alina and Mal thing. Are you excited about the TV show? Are you hoping they'll change some things in the TV show? Let's see. Anyway, have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.